What is going on, Savages? I hope everybody's doing well and having a good day. It is Crypto Fireball Friday. I'm a couple in of my Fireball and sweet tea. I thought I would be feeling a little bit different than I am right now, but I don't know. Maybe I'm not putting enough in there or something. I don't know. But I feel just fine. Maybe tolerance? I don't know. I don't drink that much, so it's kind of funny that I'm not really feeling too much. Anyway, so it is Fireball Friday. We've been dealing with this restricted assets on the Ravencoin network. You know, it's a new feature that they implemented during the Phoenix soft fork. I think it was considered a soft fork. And we've been trying to do this scenario or a use case, and it is become a challenge. Only because there's so much to it, and there's so many different things you can do with it that it complicates it whenever you're just trying to dream up a scenario where it could be used. So but we are going to look at it again tonight. I think I've made some ground. I did work on it for a few hours today, just trying to get it in my head how this is going to work. So we're going to look at that more tonight, and yeah, let's get into it right after this. All right, so I figured I would start off by showing a little bit of good news on the market side. Kind of cool. Raven kind of kicking butt today, doing all right. They were actually up above 4 cents. I think they were 4 and some change there earlier. I think it was like something like 14% up, I believe. But yeah, looking all right there, Raven. Good to see that. If you are new to Ravencoin at all, here's a real quick little rundown, the basics. The protocol is designed to make it easy for users to create and manage digital tokens, such as game or securities tokens, which is kind of what we're doing, because the way that we change the scenario, or the way that I change the scenario, is actually more along the lines of a subscription service, which you'll see in a few minutes. It also does tagging and restrictions, allow advanced options controls for compliance. That's compliance is talking about the securities laws. And the project is decentralized, no fundraise or pre-mine or any of that nonsense. Okay. So that is all good. Let's take a look at the Twitter bot, the Raven Whales bot. Because this can kind of give you an idea of what's going on the network with regards to who's selling and moving large amounts of Raven. And I can tell you that for a while there wasn't anything going on that much. You know, there's the speculation, probably some pretty good proof, that there are ASICs and FPGAs, definitely FPGAs, but ASICs too, probably still on the network, even though they forked to a new algorithm a while back, X16R v2. Didn't seem to do much with the hash rate over time. It just built right back up, actually way more now. I believe it's at 30 terahash or something. Let's go find out here real quick. But anyway, so you know, it was supposed to actually, okay, so it's only at 18. I thought it was a lot more than that. I don't know what I was looking at, but I thought it was up to like 30, but not terahash, gigahash. So anyway, it still is up there pretty good, even after the fork. I think there's, where's it at on here? I know that there is a way to get to the, I wanted to look at the hash rate, network hash rate. Oh, that's the pool hash rate. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm getting all mixed up here. So we need to look at, let's see here. I thought that there was, yeah, I should have looked at this beforehand. I know that there is a network. I don't know how to get to it. Probably just, let me Google it. All right, here we go. Okay, so I was right. All right. Yeah, I was getting tripped up there because I was looking at the actual pool hash rate. So it is above, this was whenever the fork happened. So it did decrease right away, but it looks like, it took a little bit of time for those ASICs, hybrid ASICs, whatever your, FPGAs, whatever bit streams and all that stuff to happen and get back up and running, manufactured, whatever. I mean, I know that they can't do that fast, but there was some time here where they knew what was going to happen as far as the hash or the algorithm, going to x16r v2 and all that stuff. So they had a little bit of time here to prepare. They got the fork here, and then it dove way down to 7.39 terahash, which is really low. But then look at what has happened since. So it is way above even pre-fork, or at the fork. At the fork it was 22, 23 terahash. Now it is 27, 28. And actually, look, it just popped up at 29. And I saw it at 30 earlier. So that's what really blew me away. I was like, wow, that is crazy that they're, this was after the fork. So obviously something needs to be done. And this is what I've talked about before with the, GPU mining revolt that might happen against Ravencoin. But that's all for another stream. I don't want to get too deep into that. But I did want to show you what was going on with the network a little bit. And my point is that there's still ASICs, FPGAs, and they were dumping for a long time, like huge amounts, 7 million Raven a day and things like that. That hasn't been happening as much. And you can look through here and see if you see it go from an unknown to Binance, you can pretty much assume that it's for selling, right? But what I'm seeing is there's quite a few that are sent to an unknown from Binance, which is, I don't know, that's kind of a good sign in my opinion. That's a good sign. That means that they're probably not selling. They're probably transferring it back to their own wallet, right? There's like here's one for 2 million that was sent to an unknown address from Binance. So that's good. Anyway, so there's a lot of these, huge amounts. So you can check that out. But it seems to have slowed down a little bit, which I think is a good sign, probably leading to, this little bit of increase here, because it was hanging around 2 cents for a really long time, while they were constantly dumping on the exchanges. So anyway, all right, I'll get off on a tangent if I keep going with that. Let's see here. Some news as far as like news going on with Raven. Here's they just got listed on, or they're going to be listed on, I don't know if it's happened yet, on OKX. And they're also at the same time, I guess they're doing an Ask Me Anything in the AMA with Tron Black, the lead developer, which we reference his documents all the time when we're talking about Ravencoin. He's got a lot of Medium posts and things like that we take a look at, so that is kind of cool. So Ask Me Anything coming up for that, and then this kind of leads into what we're looking at tonight. This was a tweet by, I'm never going to be able to pronounce this, but he said, yesterday he used the Mango Farm assets to create an asset on Ravencoin, and we've done that before also. Remember, we created Brandon coins, on testnet anyway. We created Brandon coins, and we also created Serpent, his address here, or wherever it's at here. And so we've used Mango Farms also, and this is what he's talking about. But he's actually talking about doing an asset builder, which is kind of cool. He created an asset. Actually, no, he created an asset, and then also added, looks like he added some IPFS info to it as well. So that is cool. So congratulations on that. That's, you know, using the network the way that it was intended to be. So that is nice to see. All right, let me check the chat real quick before we get too far into it. What's up, Jarrett? What's up, Shuby? How's it going? I'm just kind of chilling out and talking about some Ravencoin. So hopefully y'all enjoy it. So let's kind of get into what we need to get into tonight. The you know, restricted assets and tags are in messaging channels actually also. All this was known as the Phoenix upgrade, and that went live on block 1,092,672 or 109.2672, and that's when all these features were actually enabled. It wasn't that long ago that it actually was, you know, voted on and approved by, you know, whether or not you upgraded to version 3.3 or higher or not. You know, your node or your wallet on exchanges and pools and all that stuff. So eventually it got passed and it was good to go. And that's what we're going to look at. We've been trying to do this scenario or a use case, and it's gotten pretty crazy. Yeah, so the upgrade itself was mainly to implement a security token offering capability, a STO capability that should, and I put quotes around should, be compliant with current securities laws that came out like in the 1930s. And like I said earlier, in order to actually participate in the restricted assets, you have to be on version 3.3 or higher, which you can see if I go to the wallet here. This is a testnet wallet, and if you go to about Ravencore, you should see, yeah, I'm on 331. So I think you need to be on 330 or higher in order to participate in the restricted assets. Until you do that, restricted assets won't be selectable. You might see it, but it's not going to be. Actually, no, I think that even the wallet, I forgot how that worked, but I know that it wasn't, even though it was showing up here under my updated wallet, because it hadn't been approved on the network yet, it wasn't selectable. So it was here, but you couldn't select it. So 3.3 or higher on your wallet, and that should get you up and running. Okay, so let's look at, and this is Mango Farm. This is what the that one Raffnagled, I don't know, whatever. This is what he was talking about, Mango Farm assets. All right. So as far as our scenario goes, I made a little bit of progress here, just messing around with this, and this is what it looks like so far. So, you know, there's a fellow YouTuber, Serpent X Special Forces. I'm just using him as an example because he likes cars, and we talked about you know, Subaru having the S209 in the US, and there was only 209 of them, and kind of a cool little thing to use for an example, right? So we're going to look at the Ravencoin restricted asset, a use case example using a Subaru VIP experience at authorized service centers, and we're going to pretend like Serpent X, he owns an authorized service center, right? And he's going to honor this. So here's the scenario. There are some updates to this scenario if you've been watching and trying to follow along in previous streams here. So Serpent X owns an authorized service center that services exotic, rare, or customized automobiles such as the Subaru WRX STI S209. Subaru tracks those cars in the US using the Subaru USA main asset, which, let me see if I can bring this up. Yep. All right, so the Subaru main asset is right here. So we do own it. It's in our wallet here. It's our asset. We own the admin asset associated with that. That's what the A is for. All right, so that part is already done. We've already created it. And they do this to track the ownership, maintenance records, VIP experience subscriptions, which is what we're which is what we're going to be dealing with, is the VIP experience subscriptions. We're not going to worry about the other things. Maybe we'll do those later. But right now we need to kind of focus on a specific scenario, right? And they also do like extended warranties and stuff. All right, so they create, Subaru USA creates a sub asset for each vehicle model. In this case, it's the WRX STI 209. And you can see right here, we have the Subaru USA WRX STI S209 here. And this is their sub asset. Then underneath of the sub asset, there's a unique asset for each S209 because you want it to be a unique asset, okay, that for each car. So you could look at that as though it was associated to a specific VIN number, right? So there's only one with a VIN or a serial number of S002, S003, S001, and we're going to get to what we did with why there's no S001 here in just a moment. So that is the way it works. And Subaru USA, and this might change depending on how this plays out tonight with this whole scenario. They have a VIP experience subscription for special treatment at authorized service centers that Serpent X owns, right? He owns the service center. And some of those special treatments include priority scheduling service, access to a VIP room with refreshments, an open bar, massage parlor, etc. Right? So if you basically, in short, if you own the car and you take the car to Serpent's authorized service center, then he's going to verify that you are a subscriber to the VIP, what's it called? VIP experience. And if you are, then at his service center, you're going to get massages, you're going to get, be able to drink. There's an open bar, there's going to be refreshments and food and whatever, right? So you get to experience that because you are paying for the subscription of VIP experience, if that makes sense. It's kind of silly, but it's kind of cool at the same time. All right. So Serpent X needs to be able to verify a car owner is subscribed to the VIP experience before allowing the car owner to partake in those perks at his authorized service center. All right, just a quick overview of what we're looking at. So we're going to focus on the asset named S001, the unique asset. That is the first S209 in the USA. It has a VIN number. I just made up a VIN number there. And the owner is subscribing to the VIP experience service offered by Subaru USA. The first thing we need to do is transfer that unique asset from Subaru to Ravencoin. Ravencoin is the purchaser of the very first S209 in the USA. So he's the proud new owner using and he's got the Ravencoin address. So we needed to transfer that S001 to that address right there for Ravencoin. And then Ravencoin is going to subscribe to the VIP experience at a cost of 750 Raven. I just made that up. When Ravencoin needs service on his car, he takes it to Serpent's ASC, and Serpent verifies he has a valid subscription to the VIP experience before allowing Ravencoin to enjoy those perks. All right. Actually, I got a couple more here, I think. So this is where we're at right now. We have created the Subaru USA main asset. We have created the sub asset. We actually ended up burning some assets yesterday or last night because we actually created I created sub assets for each car, and I think that the reason I did that is because we were going to look at service, right? So like if you have a sub asset that is specific to a car, then that sub asset could have unique assets for all the parts, right? And me and Serpent were kicking this around, and I don't know if that would work the way that we thought it would, so I kind of backed it up and we burned those addresses for the sub assets for those specific cars and turned them into unique assets. And I don't even know if we're going to be able to do all this with the restricted assets. It gets really complicated really quick. I've said that before, but we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna try. So we've done the unique assets for each physical car. We have also transferred S001 to Ravencoin. I'll show you that in a minute. And then what we have left here is we need to create the VIP Ventures. That's like the company basically that we're going to say that's the qualifier or the tag asset, and that burns 1,000 Raven, a maximum of 10. And we're going to look at that a little bit more. It's not reissuable, so you have to choose everything wisely because you can't really recreate it. Once it's created, it's done. And that goes for IPFS hash. So if you attach or include an IPFS hash in there, in the tag, in the qualifier asset, it's a one-shot deal. You won't be able to change it after the fact. So like the name, the number issued, and all that stuff is all like permanent. Then we need to create a VIP experience main asset, and then we need to create the restricted asset. And you can see how this gets confusing because you're creating so many different assets, but hopefully it makes sense to you and me in the end. We also need to assign the VIP experience or the VIP EXP restricted asset to the subscriber, which is Ravencoin. So his address, his unique address for his car, his S209, is where we're going to assign that tag, or the restricted asset, I'm sorry. The restricted asset is going to be assigned to him, and that's going to prove that he is subscribing to the VIP experience. Then another cool feature is being able to freeze it, because we can't have Brandon just transferring that asset from one person to another, and having them show up as being, and I don't know if it would work that way anyway, but I just had to throw this in there because we don't want him to transfer it to another user, even though that other user isn't paying for the subscription. Although in the end, if they are paying for the subscription, or if he paid for it, now he's not going to be able to be verified because he has transferred that restricted asset. But we don't want to manage it like that. We would rather freeze it for him so that he can't transfer it to anybody else. All right, so you can see here basically what we have left to do. And I've tried to make a little chart of the flow of how things will work. I probably need to update this as we go. But basically, you can see how Subaru is managed over here. The whole VIP experience is going to be a little different. It could be a different company. It could be done underneath of Subaru USA. But I think we're going to make it like its own entity. Like it's working with Subaru, but it's its own thing, right? And we're going to look at that. We've got some references here and then the glossary, so we might be able to reference this stuff. I did update a lot on the glossary, so if we get stuck with terminology, maybe we can go back here and reference it. So all right, so let's look at the checklist. All right, let me check the chat, see what you guys are up to. What is up, Bitcoin Jake? What's up, Shuby? I think I already said hi to you. Jared, Deadwood, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm just having a little bit of fireball and tea and talking about some Ravencoin and cool stuff like that. I don't know where Serpent is. I think he's working, so I was hoping he would be here, so that we can kind of work through this together. But yeah, cool stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and go to. So the next thing we need to do. Oh, before we get too far here, I am going to reference. We're going to go back to the Ravencoin tutorial by Jeros, using restricted assets, because we were using this as kind of a guide, right? And it helps with terminology and some details, and I've got some things highlighted in here. We got to right here. This is where we stopped. And I believe, yeah, it talks about wallets and things like that. And see, tonight we don't have to, Brandon Coin's not going live because he's live Monday through Thursday, so we don't have to switch over to him. We only have 3 minutes left. I seem to talk a lot, so we're gonna be able to just press on and hopefully get through this and have it make sense. So all right, so we're past this part. Nope, we're right here. So this is where we need to be, working with restricted assets. So we're going to start with the qualifier asset, and if we reference back to our checklist, create the qualifier asset. So we're right here. So this is the qualifier asset that we want to create. Let me go over here and make sure Let me go back right here, make sure that, yep. So VIP Ventures, is that what I copied? Yep, all right, cool. Whenever you're live streaming, sometimes it's hard to remember, for me anyway, remember what I copied and what I'm, trying to actually accomplish here. All right, so we need to create a qualifier tag. So we're going to go here. Obviously, this is the wallet. We might actually switch over to Mango Farms to create some stuff too, just for the heck of it, just to walk through that as well. We might do that a little bit later, but so we're going to reference the guide here. So it says go to Create Assets tab. Let me actually see if we can get both of these on the screen at the same time, almost. All right, Create Assets tab. We're going to choose Qualifier Asset. And then for a name, type a name starting with the hashtag. Okay, so we need to put the hashtag in front of it. That's what it's telling us. Okay, so this is the qualifier asset, the tagging asset, or the tag asset. All right, so check availability. It says valid. We're not going to add any IPFS or anything like that to this time. See, from a name, asset names are unique. You will have to choose one that doesn't. I got that. Quantity, choose one. Unless you have a colleague. So, like, let's say there were more than one people. That's kind of weird. It should be saying, let's see here. I think we should be able to change this number, but it's not letting me. So, that might be something that they changed, maybe after the fact, because this article was a little bit old, but he does update it, so I don't know why. I was thinking that right here we would be able to actually change it, but okay. Nonetheless, doesn't matter at this point. We only need one anyway, so we're good. So the qualifier asset, it burns 1,000, and we're going to click Create Asset. I would assume. Yeah, it says here the maximum number is 10. That's weird. I'm doing this right. I've got qualifier asset selected here, so I know that that's right. Huh. Interesting. Okay. You can add content. Okay, got that. And this is the one that you have to choose everything wisely. So it looks like maybe they changed it. Or you know what? I am on testnet. Okay, so maybe on the main net it's not like this. Maybe on the main net you can choose up to 10. Okay, so we got to keep that in mind. We are on testnet here. All right, so it talks about here with it not being reissuable to choose everything wisely, and then create asset once you're done. And you can see how it grays out that create asset unless you click there on check availability. I don't think I changed anything. Yeah, see how it's grayed out? So you have to actually click this. It's telling you right here that it's valid, I think, but you have to click here and you have to get valid asset down there before you can click create asset. And you can see there's a little bit of fees and stuff. We're going to choose yes. Okay. So while that one is being created, we are going to create a main asset. And it says to make a restricted asset, you first need to make a main asset. So we just created a qualifier just now, a tag asset. So now we need to create a main asset. Main asset costs 500. So we're going to go back to the Create Assets tab, main asset. And then in our little scenario here, the main asset is VIP EXP, VIP experience. Okay, so now you get to say, all right, how many VIP experiences do I want to be able to issue, right? So how many subscriptions? And let's just say that there's only 209 of the types of cars. So we're just going to say, well, it even, see, this is the one, this is weird. This is really weird. This is the one that is limiting us to 10. Am I like totally messing this up here? See, this says, wow, that's so weird. Something doesn't seem right. It seems like this is not. See, something. Shoot. Something's not right, because just a minute ago, remember, it wouldn't let us change this at all. Alright, so let me go back to main here. It's got us limited to 10 too, but again, this could just be because we're on testnet. Alright, I'm not gonna worry about that. We're gonna go with 5, doesn't matter. And we'll do reissuable, that's okay. Let me go back to where we were here. Main asset. Check availability. And if you have it reissuable, then in the future, if you want to change to more, you can never change less. Like, you can never change less quantity. You can only change more. So if you leave it reissuable, you can do that in the future. It looks like it costs 100 Raven to do that, though. Alright, so let me reference our little thing over here. VIP. So this is the main asset that we're creating. Main asset, VIP. Okay, good. Check availability. Create. Yes. Okay. So that one is being created also. So now let's go back to our guide here. Now we have a main asset, and I think it's going to say, nope, not yet. Okay, so before we issue a restricted asset associated with the tag we made earlier, the qualifier, we need to do two things. First, we need to find the address containing the tag asset. So it says go to transactions, find the tag or the qualifier that we created. Okay, so the qualifier that we created right here. So it says right click and then copy the address. So we need to tell Ravencoin blockchain that the address holding the tag token is a whitelisted address, so we need to tag it. So go to the restricted assets panel and select the assign remove qualifier panel. Choose your tag token. So see how we got another one. I was playing around last week with this also. That's where this one was created. I was trying to get it in my mind how this works. So the qualifier is VIP Ventures, okay. And then the address, paste the address that you copied in step 8. And remember that that was from the, yeah, okay, so it was basically from the same. Let me go back to transactions here. What did I copy? Okay, so I copied the same address. All right. Restricted assets. We're gonna paste that in there. We don't have any IPFS hash. Check. It says data has been validated. You can now submit the qualifier asset. Let me just Go back over here so I can show you. And then you got to remember, I highlighted this note here. Tags are not assets that are sent to other users that they can use and see. Rather, tags tell the blockchain where restricted assets can go. And the restricted asset is that subscription to the VIP experience, right? In our example here. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. So I checked, and then you have to click submit over here. And yes. Okay. All right, and then you have to go to transactions, and you're going to see question marks. And if you see question marks, I think you can move on if you don't see question marks. No question marks. So I don't know if maybe you have to wait until they're fully confirmed. You know, like a check mark, or we might be able to move on once it shows the clock confirming here. So I guess that people are either busy tonight, or they don't like Ravencoin asset talk. There's only 3 people in here. Actually, only 2. Whoever's in here, I appreciate you. I do. I really do. I know that this is a little not normal, you know, content for me, but you know, I said it in other streams. You know, I think it's important to understand this stuff. You know, if you're supporting the project, you know. Just my thoughts on the whole subject, because this is what they're all about. So it's kind of cool if you mine them to also kind of know, or if you mine or invest, you know, you should know this stuff, because if institutions or, you know, large companies start using this, then, you know, things can change pretty quickly with regards to this right here. Let's check the instructions here and see where we are at. So it says to make sure that the transactions are, you know, it doesn't say confirmed. So we're gonna try to press on here. So now we need to create the actual restricted asset. And in our example, the restricted asset is VIP experience. I think it has to have the same name as the main asset, I think. All right, so now we're gonna go back over here. We're gonna say create, we're gonna go to create assets, and then choose restricted, and that is 1500 Raven. It's the most expensive type of asset. And then the asset here that it's going to be under is VIP experience. Okay. In the drop down, choose your main asset. For address, paste the address from step 9 and 10, which is that same address, I think, right? Yeah, it's the tag address. Let's go and make sure that we have that on the clipboard here. I think this is where I kind of got tripped up last time whenever I was doing the SavageMine stuff. So, okay. So for address, paste the I'm on the wrong one. Okay, restricted asset. So for address, paste the verifier string. Create a verifier string built from qualifier names. I can't do anything with that because this is associated to the main asset, I guess, is the way to look at it. Yeah, because here's the main asset. Check availability, it's valid. But we want to verifier string built from qualifier names. Okay, so this is cool because this, I didn't realize this before whenever I was playing around with it. So this is where you could actually get like the and or not, you know, logic, right? So you could string them together, I guess, if I'm understanding this correctly. All right, so for our example here, I mean, I want to use the verifier string. I want it to be VIP experience, but it looks like it could be something else. Let's try VIP. Okay. So asset doesn't exist. All right. Oh wow, that was crazy. I hit escape and look at what it did. All right. Now I think, okay, it says to leave blank to default. Let me get this through. So maybe it's going to use this as the verifier string, I guess. Yeah, see how this gets really confusing like really quick? At least for me, I don't know, it's super confusing. And again, we're trying to use something that is for security token offerings for like a completely different purpose. But that's the glory of the whole thing, is being able to do that. You know, kind of, you know, create your own situation that works. Hopefully this works. So you would think that I would be able to put VIP underscore EXP here, but it says that that doesn't exist. Right? Well, now it took it that time, I guess. No, because I can't click create asset. Okay. Now it says valid. You know what? Maybe we did have to wait for everything to confirm and get a check mark. Maybe that's what was happening there, because it was kind of it was telling us no because it hasn't been confirmed yet, I guess. It's still saying that that doesn't exist. That's not the qualifier address though. Maybe that's what they need. Maybe that's what it's referring to. This whole terminology thing just gets me. Okay. All right, so this is saying that, see, this should say like qualifier string or something like that. To me, that's what would be, I don't know. It just seems a little weird with the terminology, because this seems like it's going to work. And this is the qualifier. So this is the asset that assigns the tags, right? So if we go to our glossary and we go qualifier over here, an entity that is checking on a requirement of the restricted asset, which is the restricted asset is the subscription. So basically the qualifier checks to see if the asset, if the address contains the restricted asset that says that they are subscribed to, you know, in our case, the VIP service, VIP experience. Okay. We're going to click Create Asset. Going to burn 1,500. All right. And okay there. Go back to our instructions here. And it says, congratulations, you are now set to work with your restricted asset. Go to the restricted asset panel. You can start tagging more addresses like you did in step 9. When you go to restrict addresses global tab, you can freeze, unfreeze. All right. So our next step, so let's get back to our little checklist here. So we did this. We did this. Did that. Let me clean this up a little bit. All right, so that's what we've done so far. And let's see where the transactions are. So there's still some stuff going on here. So we're gonna wait on that to confirm. People are dropping like flies. I guess people have better things to do than to watch Ravencoin asset stuff. I find it interesting. Apparently you guys don't. And that's okay. I don't care. I'm good with it. I want to make this work. All right, so we are getting some confirmations here, so that's good. I'm assuming that what we're going to be able to do is send our tag, Brandon Coin's address, Ravencoin address, which has his Subaru S001 unique address. I think we are going to be able to tag that address as being subscribed to the VIP experience. And I did check to see if it was the browser. I went over to Chrome and accessed this wallet from Chrome, and it acts the same way. I cannot get it to show me the address. It's weird to me. I don't know. Yeah, see, there's just nothing in here that shows. Like, you can't even see what the address is of this. I guess that is, but what that shows. Nope. I mean, I have the addresses copied on a clipboard, or copied on in a text file, but if you didn't know what your address was, I don't know how you would find it in here. I mean, I know you can go new address, but that's going to be a new address, and that's not really going to work for what you're trying to do here. It looks like we are almost confirmed. I do have the red lights on, but I think that we might have flipped to green maybe on Bitcoin. Maybe? Yeah, right on. ETH just killing it. Let me go ahead and change this. Get back to green. I like green better than red. So that's good. That's good news. I actually went on their Discord, the Ravencoin Discord, and was trying to poke around in there and see if anybody came up with any other use case scenarios or examples or anything. I didn't see anything that I could use, you know. It's probably in there, but I was just searching for, you know, use case or scenario or whatever, and I just didn't see anything. Like, they aren't talking about how this is being used that I could tell. I could have just overlooked it, but that's kind of why I wanted to do this, because I really wanted to get into see how it all works. I think that's an important aspect of knowing what your project is about. I can give you another an example, not an example, but another reason. You know, Tezos, you know, has been on this tear, right? And you can see that people on Twitter, anyway, they're making comments like, I guess maybe I should look at what Tezos does now, right? Now that it's up so much. You know, so I think that it's better to not be like that. You should know what you're dealing with in the project and what's, you know, what the goals are and all that stuff. So that's why I'm doing this type of content right now, because I really wanted to learn the ins and outs of this. So, all right, so we're fully confirmed. That's good. I think that now we should be able to go to restricted assets. We are going to, no, that's not what we want to do. We want to transfer. VIP experience. See, I think we might have messed up here with the balance, because we wanted more than just one, because that's not going to make sense. So there was one I chose 5 of. Let's see here. Let's go to manage. VIP experience. Okay, so this is gonna, now it's gonna let me actually put more. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna go, I think before it wasn't doing this. 209 total. think I'm doing this right. It said 214 or something. I don't know why it was like that, but okay. It says there were already 5. See, this is not. That's not what I want. That's the main asset. Or no, this is the VIP Ventures is the. This is where I can start getting really confused here. That's the qualifier tag asset. Okay, so that I should be able to. VIP Venture is the qualifier. Let's go back to the instructions here. You can start tagging more addresses like you did in step 9 when you go to restrict address global tab. Okay, so that's where we need to be. So we need to give, I think what we need to do is we need to give, this is the Ravencoin address of the unique address that is associated with his car, right? I think that is correct. So his unique address, or the unique address for that car, is right here. We should be able to go over here, paste that in there, check. Nothing. I mean, is it asking? Okay, so you have to choose one of these. All right. Freeze all trading for freeze all trading for the selected restrict asset. No. Okay. I think what I need to do first, before we do this, I think I need to transfer that asset. To his address. Something like that. Do 1. No IPFS right now. Send. Okay. So maybe okay, so alright, so we have to tag the address first. It says the address doesn't contain the correct tags to pass that to. Alright. Let's go in here. Okay, so VIP Ventures is tagging. Does this make sense based on what we're looking at here? Tag asset, yes. Okay, all right, I think we're right. I think we're doing it right. Submit. Okay, so this is what he was talking about in the instructions with going back and doing tagging more addresses like you did in step 9, because we just tagged, hopefully we just tagged Ravencoin's address to be able to receive. So I should be able to go here once it's confirmed. I should be able to actually complete this, right? Kind of gives me a headache, just a little bit. And this is just one scenario. This is just one example. With the capabilities of this and being at the protocol level like it is, I mean, it's pretty intense and you can do a lot with it. So yeah, I think it's really cool. Bitcoin Jake, are you still in here? I still haven't figured out how to play Minecraft. I want to win some of those Satoshis. That was really cool. Satoshi Quest on Minecraft. Getting all kinds of press and everybody talking about it. I think that's really neat. Is everybody just like out partying or something because the market's up a little bit? I don't understand this. Only a couple people in here. Shuby, are you still in here? Keep me some company, man. What is going on? Is Red Panda live or something? I know Brandon Coin's not, I don't think. DCA Adventure is. We'll probably head over there after this stream is over, once we finish up with hopefully making this work the way I think it should work. So what we're going to end up doing, hopefully, is transferring the subscription, the VIP EXP tag, not the tag, you can't transfer a tag, but we should be able to transfer the asset, the restricted asset, to this address here on Brandon Coin's wallet, because he's the owner of the car and he paid the subscription from his wallet to Subaru, or to the VIP Ventures address, right? So like if I mean, we could actually do that too. We could actually send it, make it look legit and everything. Like, let's just say that it was 750 Raven to have this subscription. We could do that too. So it looks like everything's confirmed. So if we go to transfer assets, then now we should be able to how does this work? How does this work? Because what I need to do is I need to, so I've already, let's see here. I already tagged his address. So now I want to I'm getting kind of confused here. I've used VIP Ventures to this is the restricted asset. So maybe okay, so now I can submit. All right. So this makes sense. But this address or this asset, the restricted asset, only has to manage. So that's the restricted asset. We need to have more than just one, right? So isn't this the one? I thought we did this already. Wait a minute. Yeah, I think this is where we messed up because we only have one. Alright, it looks like we're going to be able to reissue that. Hopefully it will have 209. Because I think that we should be able to go to transfer assets and send it to his address. To Ravencoin's address of the unique, not his address, but of the unique asset. You know what? Maybe it would be his address. Maybe that's what the problem is. Okay. So it's not letting me change anything because all right. So I guess that you can't send it to a unique asset. Maybe that's the situation. So our little scenario might not work the way that it's intended here. No, that's not good either, I guess. Or it might just be not confirmed yet. Might have to wait on it to be confirmed. I don't really, actually, you know what? I'm probably doing this all wrong. I'm trying to transfer assets and stuff. That's not what I should be doing. I should be sending, I think. All right, so here's his address. No, that would be from my wallet. That's not gonna make sense either. So it would be transfer. It says that it doesn't contain the correct tags yet, and I think that that's probably, oh, you know what, that's right, we tagged that other address, the unique address. So now let's see if we can tag his address. Kind of going around and around here. Okay, so now I have tried to assign the qualifier to his address, so he should be able to hold the VIP EXP restricted asset now. If I understand this correctly. But we gotta wait on confirmations up here and stuff. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna burn up all of our Raven doing it, but we're gonna try. Okay, so this is the main asset down here that we actually up the number. We didn't really need to do that, but this is the one we needed to up the number on, and it looks like it's at 210 now, so that's good. This is the restricted asset. And this is what we're trying to give to Ravencoin, his address. Nobody's chatting, nobody's saying anything. Everybody's out partying with their profits, I guess, from this week. Yeah, I'm just going to wait until everything gets a check mark next to it, because I think that might be what's kind of tripping us up a little bit. Trying to go a little bit fast. Have y'all seen what to mine today? Look at Electronero ETNX. It's like going absolutely crazy, and this is just with a 8x 580 rig. $5 a day? What? And even Ethereum is $2.50. That's crazy. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying it's crazy because I'm, you know, it used to be so much more, but compared to what it's been lately, that is not bad. On my NVIDIA rig here, it's actually up there as well. ETNX. Some profitability, that's not bad. Yeah, even at my electric cost of 11 cents per kilowatt hour, you're still making a dollar a day on with a 2080 Ti. $1.50 if you're mining and trading ETNX right away. $20.80 dollar. $20.70 a dollar, roughly. Wow, with a 1660 Ti, which are inexpensive cards, 72 cents a day. Wow, not bad. Even with the 1660. $1 a day with a 1080 Ti. Interesting. Almost $1 with a 1070 Ti. And a 1070. Wow. Red Panda just sold, I guess he sold a 1060 rig or something, or all the GPUs in it. Up to, and he's got way cheaper power than me. Probably $1 a day per card right now for him. Alright, so that is cool. Let's see where we're at with our confirmations. Okay, everything looks good here. So let's see if we can get this done. Alright. I would imagine that I need to go to transfer assets. I need to choose the restricted asset of VIP EXP. It needs to go to his. Let me check something real quick because I know that we have two addresses. So that's his main address. Let me see if I put this unique asset back in there, if that will allow me to do it. Maybe. Yeah, I've got 210 here. Wow, it looks like it's going to work. So I'm actually sending it to, it looks like I'm going to send the restricted asset to the unique asset, which he owns, right? Which is the actual car. This is the unique asset that he owns. The actual vehicle. The physical car. Let's see here. Okay. So I sent that. Now if we go to his wallet, I don't know what we're going to see over here though. The restricted asset that we sent him, and it's actually to this address right here. So this is going to be interesting to see how this works. I doubt we're going to see anything in here. So then I think the next step would be to find out how to see if this was a tagged address or not, right? Because the scenario needs Serpent to be able to see if Brandon Coin has the VIP experience or VIP EXP restricted asset, because that means that he has paid for a subscription, right? So he needs to be able to verify that. So I wonder how that part of it is going to work. So I'm going to wait for all the confirmations and the check mark before we press on and see if we can see anything different. And his wallet over there on Mango Farms. If you're wondering what I'm mining CCX. I sold some of my RX 580s, so I only have 3 in this rig right now. That's 2 570s and a 580. And then in the Kessel rig, I still have the 6 10 series cards. I'm mining Zell and CCX currently using hashrate OS. And the shared rigs are still mining CCX as well. And we've got a show coming up probably in 6 days on 2/20. We should be doing the breakdown of the previous month and profitability and all that stuff that we do every month. So keep an eye out for that stream. We'll be talking about these rigs here and, you know, what we've mined profitability wise compared to electric and all that stuff. Probably still not going to be great because CCX is not really joining the party as far as the altcoin run just yet. They're doing okay, but they are hanging around the 10 to 12 cent mark, not blasting off into, you know, the moon just yet. So yeah, we're probably going to see another month of technical losses after power. You know, my electric at 11 cents per kilowatt hour is not going to be profitable on CCX right now. But we'll talk about that in about a week. We will be covering all that.
Like plat.
There's 15 watching DCA Adventures and 3 in mine. I just wanted to finish this, guys. Seriously. I just want to get done with this. Been doing this all week, it seems like. Pretty much all week. Alright, so they are confirmed. That is good. So let's go back to see if we can... Oh, we need to see what his wallet looks like. So let's go over here to do a refresh. We can't tell that it's tagged in any way. Okay, so I might have to play around with this a little bit because I want to see. I do have there are tags for both of his addresses. Huh. Let's see here. Let me think about this for a second. All right, so you've tagged both the addresses. We sent the restricted asset to. It should really show up in that wallet. I would imagine that it would show up in there. I mean, how would it not? See, I thought that it would show up somewhere in here to let you know that you had that restricted asset. Let's try to send it to... Okay, so we only sent it to his main... Let's see, TUT. Let me check my notes here. We only sent it to the unique address. So let's try to send... We sent it to this address. I wonder if that's like not the way you're supposed to do it. Totally messed that up. Subscription. Misspelled it. I hate misspelling words. Yeah, this TUT address, I believe, is his... Yeah, TUT is the unique asset. So maybe you can't do that. Maybe you can't assign it to a unique asset. So what I did just now was I actually sent another VIP EXP restricted asset to this address, to his main address. So in his wallet, what I would like to see is some indication that he has that asset in here. I've sent it to both now, so let's see what happens here. Well, I guess maybe I should just start doing news or something, huh? I'd like to see BTC dominance go down to about 50%, like it was a couple years ago. That would be all right. Aw, the Raven whales must be dumping. Yeah, see, the latest ones are two unknown from Binance. So interesting. It wasn't that long ago that Aeon was at under 6 cents. Kinda crazy. I don't know why I removed those. Alright, so we're all confirmed. So now if I go to his wallet, I am thinking that we're going to see something different. Go to refresh here. Nope. Oh, that's not his wallet. Hang on. There we go. Refresh. There it is. Alright, we did it. So now, okay, so what I had to do was kind of weird. I actually sent it to this address and it worked. So I don't know what that means, but I would assume that I can pull that back. Being a restricted asset, I can, remove it from his. I guess you would do it through restricted assets. Come over here and remove qualifier. Then goes something like his, whatever the address was, which was for the restricted asset. We had to go back to over here. Or for the unique asset. Copy that. So I'm going to remove the qualifier from the, yeah, that would make sense, I think. Submit. Alright, so that should remove it from the, because I had it sent to this address here. So alright, cool. You can see that he has the VIP experience. So I guess that how would this work? I wonder how you would set it up to where Serpent, because see, Serpent owns the Authorized Service Center, and he needs to be able to verify that this address, in this case, it's not even the address that I wanted it to be. It's not the unique address. It's actually Brandon Coin's fake address on here, like the owner. Would that make sense for it to be like that? Maybe. But he needs to be able to verify that, validate that. So how would that work? I guess that's what I need to investigate. I need to figure that out. how he would be able to verify. I mean, obviously, probably do it through like block explorers and stuff like that, but there would need to probably be some type of an interface created, I would assume, to do that. All right, Shuby, thanks for hanging out. I guess you weren't saying anything, but right on, dude. You're toasted. See you later. Take care, man. I'm gonna probably head over to DCA Adventure. Maybe they had like 15 viewers, so I'll probably head over there too. Yeah, I gotta think about this, but we did make a lot of progress. I'll update the checklist and everything. So I'll update all this, and we'll go from there. We'll keep going with this because I really want to get into it and understand it, how it all works. Again, if you're into the project, I think it's important for you to understand how it works. So that's just me. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I will probably, I think Brandon, or not, I think Red Panda Mining's probably going live to, not live, but he might have a premiere tomorrow for the Community Mining Rig Showcase, CMRS, I think. So he does that on Saturdays at noon, I believe. So I'll probably hang out in there as well. But I think that's going to do it for me. This was long enough. This was so long. This was, how long have we been going? This is crazy. Hour and 45 minutes. All right. Yeah, that's way too long. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll probably be in his stream tomorrow. If not, I will see you Monday. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Stay savage, everybody.